And the greatest gift is the gift of love. Dad knew no stranger, did he? Daddy didn't know any strangers. I think that's where a lot of us, we just don't know strangers. We just love on everybody. Even when Dad was as sick as he was in the hospital, the nurses would leave, and if he could, he'd say, I sure do appreciate you. Daddy knew no stranger, and his sweet little compassionate heart stayed with him until he took his last breath. Dad had something. He just had it. He had something that I can only aspire to have in my life. He had obtained something, received something in his lifetime that made him the person that he was, that made him the kind of person that you just wanted to be around. Now, I'm a kid at heart, and I love Winnie the Pooh. And Winnie the Pooh said, how lucky am I to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard? And that's why it's so hard to say goodbye to Dad, because he just had something. For Winnie the Pooh, it was a pot of honey. Well, Daddy had his pot of honey. And that's what makes it so hard to say goodbye to him, because those people are few and far between these days. In Ephesians 3, it says, then Christ will make his home in our hearts as we trust him. Your roots will grow down into God's love and keep you strong. His person, the man he became and was, embodied home. A home built with more than just mortar and brick, but it was built with faith and love. Now, my dad built his family a home with mortar and brick, but I tell you, he built it more with faith and love. Another one of my favorite writers wrote this from an excerpt of a writing called Once in a Lifetime. If you are truly lucky, you meet someone whose presence ignites a fire within you. Someone whose warm smile and sensitive nature captures your heart, and you know in an instant this someone is a treasure, a loving husband, a caring father, grandfather, or an amazing friend. In Colossians chapter 3, it says, therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourself with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience, and bear with each other and forgive one another. If any of you has any grievance against someone, forgive as the Lord forgave you. And over all of these virtues, put on love, which binds them all together in perfect unity. Family, friends, loved ones, I'm going to be honest with you. I can't believe that Dad's gone. It seems like a dream. Even as I'm standing here right now, I feel like I'm in a dream. I keep wanting to pinch myself and wake up. Daddy fought so hard. I want you guys to know how hard he fought. He didn't want to leave his family. He fought so hard to the very end. He fought. I witnessed something in that. I witnessed a man who didn't want to leave his family that he loved so much. But I also witnessed someone who was giving up the ghost, who was giving up his earthly body to go be with the Lord. And I believe at the very end, what we got to witness for those of us that were in that room was a man who was being called home. And he had, what they say, one foot in the grave and the other foot in heaven. But then there came a time that I think he got a really big peek into what's ahead. And he didn't just take that other foot and just lightly jump in. He leapt into heaven. My dad did. Because when my dad would do something, he would do it wholeheartedly. So why not go to heaven the same way? Wholeheartedly. My dad may not be here in bodily form today, but he's still here. He's in all of our hearts, just like other loved ones that we've seen pass on before him. And our number is dwindling down of our family. But all of those people, including our sweet little daddy, lives on in our hearts. Now, he left the gift of music, and so for all of us that are musicians, you're going to understand why I had to share a quote from Jimi Hendrix. And this is what Jimi Hendrix had to say. He said, "The story of life is quicker than the wink of an eye. The story of love, however, is hello and goodbye until we meet again." That's Jimi Hendrix. In John chapter 15, it says, Jesus said, "Greater love hath no man than this, that a man would lay down his life for his friends." And that was Dad. Daddy knew how to lay down his life. One of Mama's favorite writers is Nicholas Sparks. And this is what, he's the one who wrote The Notebook, Mama, remember? And the movie The Notebook. You told me one day recently you wish that you and Daddy could just go together. And this is what Nicholas Sparks wrote. He said, "The reason it hurts so much to separate is because our souls are connected." So if our souls are connected to Daddy, to your husband, Mom, then we really never really part from one another. Jesus knows what we're going through today. One of the shortest passages of Scripture is from the Gospel of John, chapter 11, verse 33, said Jesus wept. One of the great gifts that we had at the very end was Matt's brother Nate coming in, and you guys have not met him, but he's sitting with Matt now. He came in because he felt like God wanted him to come in and pray concerning the life of Lazarus. And this is for those of you that had Dad as a good friend. This will probably hit home with you. What an event that Jesus showed up at. He was late.